as has been many a times quoted by the Prime Minister and also the External Affairs Minister of India, that one of India's biggest strength is its diaspora, and is very much visible that wherever Prime Minister Narendra Modi goes, he receives a rousing welcome by the Indian community living outside, who also becomes, and over the years who has become one of India's biggest strength, and that is very much visible in the amount India receives as remittances. All over the world, India receives the highest amount as remittances, and if we compare it with the second position, then India receives almost double the amount in remittances. So this shows the power of India's diaspora. Hello and welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I'm Aisha, and in today's episode we will be talking about the amount India receives in remittances and who is the biggest contributor to these remittances. So first of all, about the points of discussion. First we will be looking at the news, then what is remittance, then Gulf nation to advanced economies, the shift that is being seen with regard to the incoming of remittances for India, reason for the shift from Gulf nations to the advanced economies, which state gets the highest remittance in India, and in the end a prelims MCQ topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 3, that is economy. So the news talks about US, UK replace Gulf nations as the top source of remittances into India. This has been said by the RBI in its RBI bulletin. So it talks about that remittance. Now what is, first of all, is a remittance? So in basic terms, if we talk about, then the money which is coming from outside into India and is being sent by the people who have went outside from India to work, and now they are sending money back to their homes. That is something known as remittance, and this remittance can be in the form of cash or goods. Like for example, imagine this is person A, this is person A who went to UAE, or you can say who went to US from India in search of work, and now that person has found work, and now this is B, India, his or her home, and now person A is sending money in the form of cash or goods back home so that people can use, or people who can fulfill their needs. So the money in the form of cash or goods is coming from outside India, some other country, it can be any country in the world, back to India. That is known as remittances. So the people who have went from India sending money back to India to their homes for any kind of work, that is known as remittances. Now remittances plays a very important role with regard to the cash inflow which is coming into India. Now what happens is that because India has such large population of more than 1.4 billion, now this tells us that a lot of people from India goes outside. And whenever you see that Prime Minister Narendra Modi goes to some other country, specifically with regard to the Gulf nations or the UK or the US, you must have seen that he receives such a warm welcome. And the interaction he has with the Indian community, you will always see the jam-packed stadiums. This is also one of the indication that how strong Indian community is outside and how much money they are sending back to their homes. And this is the reason that why India receives the highest amount with regards to remittances all over the world, and is almost double to the country who is at the second position, and the country which is at the second position is Mexico. And over the years, we have seen that the highest number of remittance comes to India from the Gulf nations, specifically the GCC nations, that is the Gulf Cooperation Council nations, like for example UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait. These kind of nations, India used to receive the highest number of remittance or the highest quantity of remittance. But nowadays there is a shift that has been seen, and that is moving from the Gulf countries towards the advanced economies. And when we talk about the advanced economies, it means the US, the UK, Singapore, Canada, Australia. Now these advanced economies are now surpassing the amount India receives in remittance with regard, or previously with regard to the Gulf countries. And these advanced economies, specifically US and UK, are now surpassing the Gulf nations. So before moving forward, this is the last chance of the 25th foundation year of Drishti, and it is offering 60% discount on all online courses, and the offer will be available from 26th to 27th of March, and you will also get 40% discount on books and test series. So you can download the Drishti Learning app, or you can give us a call at 87501 87501. So the news talks about that the latest survey or the latest bulletin of the RBI talks about that the advanced economies have replaced the Gulf nations as India's top source of remittance, and this has become a big news because over the years it was the Gulf countries who was the biggest source of remittance for India. India has seen a shift in the source of remittances coming to the country. Once led by Gulf economies, the share of remittances is now dominated by the developed economies like the US, UK, Canada, Australia or Singapore. And they together account for more than half of the remittances which has been received in the year 2023-24. And if we talk about the remittance, then top 5 recipients of remittance in 2024 was, first was India with 129 billion US dollars. Second was Mexico with 68 billion US dollars, China 48, Philippines, and then Pakistan. So if you will see, the gap between first and second, that is between India and Mexico, is huge. Mexico is at 68 billion US dollars while India is at 129 billion US dollars. And this has only been made possible with regards to the huge or the very strong Indian diaspora. Now remittances, we have just understood what it is, but let me just tell you with regard to the definition. So remittances are cash or goods that has been sent by people working abroad to support their families in their native country. Then liberalized remittance scheme, which is also a part of the FEMA, it talks about that what is the limit of sending remittance into India. So that is, Indian residents can remit up to US dollars 2,50,000 per year. 2,50,000 US dollars per year for personal and investment purposes. So for personal purpose and investment purpose, according to FEMA, and which liberalized remittance scheme, which is a part of FEMA, it says that within a year, with regard to personal and investment purpose, 2,50,000 US dollars can be remitted with higher amounts requiring RBI approval. So if anyone wants to send above 2,50,000, then that requires approval from the RBI. And LRS, which is liberalized remittance scheme, it prohibits remittances for gambling, speculative trading and terrorist financing. So for these activities, remittances are not allowed. Then remittances are recorded under the current account of the balance of payment as unilateral transfers. Now there is, under the balance of payments, there are two types of account. One is capital account and one is current account. So remittances comes under the current account. Very important point, can be asked directly into the prelims examination. And this can also be very confusing with regard to that remittances comes under which of the following accounts, be it current account or the capital account. So it comes under the current account. Now they represent foreign income inflows that do not create liabilities. It does not create liabilities because it is coming into India and the money inflow is coming into India with it, so that it also contributes with regards to moving in the circular direction of the economy. Now Gulf nations to advanced economies, how the shift in remittances is taking place. So India has consistently received the highest remittances over the years, with the money doubling. So in the year 2010-11, the remittance amount was 55.6 billion, while in the year 2023-24, the remittance amount has reached to 118.7 billion, and we just saw before that the exact was around 129 billion. So from the time of 2010 to the time of 2024, the remittance amount has almost doubled. Now, US was India's top source of inward remittance now, and its share has increased from 23.4% in 2021 to 27.7%. So, the share of US with regards to sending remittance back to India is increasing with each passing year, and now it is around 27.7%, so you can say around 28%. United Kingdom, which was earlier in the year 2017 was around 3%, then it reached to 6.8% in the year 2020-21, but now in the year 2023-24 it has reached to 10.8%. So the share of United Kingdom has also increased to around 10 to 11%. And US plus UK, so United States plus United Kingdom, they nearly account for around 40% of total remittances. So you can say how dominant role they are playing. And earlier, which was around 26% during the time of 2017-18. So this shows the increase with regards to US plus UK and the amount the people living there are sending back home. Now, reason for the shift. Now, why the shift is taking place from the Gulf countries to the US, and why the people who are residing in US and UK are sending more money? So the reasons are, this reflects the change in the migration pattern of the skilled Indian diaspora. Now, skilled Indian diaspora means, now imagine that people who are going to US, they are more skilled as compared to people who are going to the Gulf countries. So the people who are going to US, they might be going as engineers, they might be working as higher positions, they might be CEOs, they might be software engineers, they might be managers, they might be HRs. So they are working as a higher designation, so they are being paid well. So if the salaries are very high, so they can even send good amount or a higher amount back home. So the changing dynamics of India's diaspora from the GCC countries as per predominant source economies to the advanced economies. And the Indian migrant workers in the UAE are primarily involved in the blue collar jobs. Now, blue collar jobs means manual jobs or labor jobs, like for example, construction, healthcare, hospitality and tourism. So the payment that they receive is also less. So the amount which they are sending back home is also less. While on the other hand, if we say in US or UK, Indians mostly do well-paying white-collar jobs. Now, white-collar jobs are formal jobs, they are managerial jobs, they are higher post jobs, including in sectors like finance, medicine and technology. So, the payment or the salaries they receive is also very high. And Indians preferring Canada, UK and Australia for higher education destinations could be a factor for enhanced remittances also. And then if we talk about the number of students who are going out for further studies, then the highest number of students are going to Canada, US, UK, Australia. So when the students go there, they also find jobs in these countries. So the number of people working in the white collar industry outside India is rising. So one of the prospects can be that if the people working in the blue collar jobs, like for example, if the people working at as an CEO or as a higher manager, so that person can send around 10x or 20x remittance, one person, as compared to the people who are working into the blue collar jobs. So these are few of the reasons that why the shift from the Gulf countries towards the advanced economies is taking place with regard to the increasing remittances in India. Now, which Indian states receives the highest remittance? So that is, half of the remittances in India went to Maharashtra, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, and the highest amount received is by the state of Maharashtra, that is around 20.5%, even though the amount Maharashtra is receiving as remittance is coming down, but still it holds the highest position in India. So in the year 2020-21, the remittances percentage received by Maharashtra was around 35%, but in the year 2023-24 it has come down to 20.5%. Kerala's share of remittances is increasing and is now around 19.7%, so you can say around 20%. Tamil Nadu's is at the third position with around 10.4%, followed by Telangana, Karnataka. So you can say that the southern states are the states who are receiving the majority of the remittances. It can be in the form of Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana. Most number of Indians migrating abroad for education are from Maharashtra, Telangana and Punjab. Now this also, that the people going abroad from these states also show that the number of or the amount of remittances received by these states will also increase in the coming time. Then according to the RBI, remittances to India will remain high and are likely to reach around 160 billion in the year 2029, and there are high possibilities for it being achieved as the number of people going out and also the Indian diaspora becoming more and more strong. And now in the end of prelims MCQ, and like always, you people will give me the answer in the comment section. It is a PYQ of the year 2017 and the question talks about which of the following is most likely consequence of implementing the Unified Payment Interface, that is the UPI. Mobile wallets will not be necessary for online payments. Second, digital currency will totally replace the physical currency in about 2 decades. Third, FDI inflows will drastically increase. Or the fourth, direct transfer of subsidies to poor people will become very efficient. As it is a PYQ, I expect you people to give me the right answer. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.